Get your hearts ready, Patriots Nation. What I have to share today is going to shake the very foundations of Foxborough and completely shift the tone of our offseason. We are talking about triumphant returns, a market opportunity that could give Drake May the exact weapon he needs to take us to the promised land, and financial decisions that will define the future of our dynasty. You seriously won't believe what we have on tap for today. So grab a seat, smash that like button, and let's get right into the news. And hey, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we push toward that 1,000 sub goal, family. You know that feeling of watching a promising talent get sidelined by a freak injury right as they were taking off? We felt that pain deep this past summer. But what I want to talk about right now is pure resilience and the return of a certain junkyard dog that our secondary has been missing. Imagine a guy who, despite being a sixth-round pick, managed to play every single game as a rookie, racking up 12 tackles and forcing crucial fumbles. We are talking about Marcelus Dial, and the news coming out of Foxborough is enough to give goosebumps to any fan who appreciates a blue-collar work ethic. Dial, who tore his ACL and missed the entire 2025 season, is officially ready to strap the pads back on for 2026. And his attitude isn't just about making the roster. In a video circulating recently, he dropped a line that has already become the mantra for our defense this year. He said this year is going to be personal. He admitted that being away from the game for a full year makes you realize how much you truly love football, and that the Patriots are getting a different version of him with way more fire in his eyes. For those who forgot, Dial wasn't just some bench warmer. He was the engine of our special teams alongside Pro Bowler Brendan Schooler. He was out there for 83% of punt and kickoff snaps, acting as that relentless gunner who never let a returner breathe. Now, he returns to a cornerback room that is already loaded with heavy hitters like Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones. The competition is going to be insane, but Dial's mentality is what gets us hyped. He made it clear that every snap now is for his wife and daughter, turning the gridiron into a personal battlefield. Having a guy with that kind of hunger coming off the bench, ready to sell out on special teams and provide defensive depth, is exactly what a championship squad needs. He is the type of player who might not grab the national headlines, but wins games in the trenches. If he delivers on that promise of a renewed fire, our secondary is going to be even scarier. But hold on, because what is coming up next is even more unbelievable. The NFL world came to a dead stop this Monday with one of those moves that you honestly struggle to believe is real. Our division rival, the Miami Dolphins, straight up cut Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest and most dominant players in recent league history. This news hit like a bombshell, especially since Hill was the heartbeat of that offense for years, stacking up back-to-back seasons of nearly 1,800 yards and being the absolute nightmare of every secondary. But what is really setting social media on fire and buzzing through Patriots fan groups isn't just the cut itself. It is what a certain former quarterback and big-time analyst just suggested publicly. Robert Griffin III didn't waste a second and fired off on X that the New England Patriots need to urgently sign Tyreek Hill for this coming season. His logic is enough to blow the mind of any football fan who understands the potential we have in our hands right now. Griffin argued that our young star Drake May was easily the best D-ball thrower in the entire NFL this past year. Now, just try to imagine for a second what happens if you put the biggest vertical threat in the league, the cheetah himself, running go routes for May's elite arm. Griffin was blunt. If Hill returns to even 90% of what he was before that knee injury that sidelined him in 2025, the Patriots would be putting an unguardable chess piece on the board. And look, we already know our front office isn't afraid to bet on elite veterans coming off ACL surgery. We did that exact thing with Stefon Diggs last year, and the result was him shattering every expectation, crossing the 1,000-yard mark, and helping us get to the Super Bowl. Having Hill and Diggs together, mentoring our young receivers and stretching the field for May, would turn our offense into an unstoppable quick strike unit. Sure, there is the age risk since he is pushing 32, but the ceiling for production is just too high to ignore during a title window. And while we are all losing our minds over this offensive possibility, things are getting just as interesting on the other side of the ball. The excitement for the offense is massive, but the true soul of a championship team starts with a defense, And what is happening with the anchor of our secondary is something that will define this franchise's finances for years. Christian Gonzalez isn't just a great player. He has become, in just 3 seasons, one of the premier cornerbacks in the entire league. After a tough start to his career limited by injuries, what we saw over the last 2 years was a meteoric rise that ended with All-Pro honors and his first Pro Bowl nod. Now, we are entering that critical phase of the offseason where front office decisions carry as much weight as tackles on the field. New England has an obvious but huge decision to make by exercising his 5th-year option. This would keep Gonzalez locked in for 2027 at a price tag of nearly $12 million, which is an absolute steal compared to what the market is paying right now. To give you an idea, the cornerback market absolutely exploded in 2025, with guys like Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley Jr. landing deals with annual averages north of $25 million, with the NFL salary cap climbing toward that $300 million mark. Gonzalez knows his value is through the roof, but the news that really warms a fan's heart is his desire to stay in Foxborough. He was crystal clear when he said he doesn't want to be anywhere else, and that this is his home. That kind of loyalty is rare these days, and shows that the winning culture in New England is still a massive draw for top-tier talent. He was the unsung hero of the playoffs, with 7 pass breakups in 4 games and massive plays in Super Bowl 60 that kept us in the hunt. Having Gonzalez and Carlton Davis locking down both sides of the field gives us a level of security very few teams in history have ever enjoyed. Seeing a young star who has already proven to be a lockdown corner declare his love for the team right as contract talks heat up is the green light we all needed. The front office needs to move fast to lock this up long-term and ensure our defense remains a nightmare for every opposing quarterback for a long time to come. We are living through an electric moment, and these moves prove the New England Patriots are hungry for more hardware. Between the resilient return of Marcelus Dial, the explosive chance to sign Tyreek Hill to supercharge Drake May, and the cementing of Christian Gonzalez as the foundation of our defense, the future looks bright and terrifying for our rivals. The strategy is set, and the competitive fire has never been hotter in Foxborough. But what about you, Pats fans? Do you think taking a gamble on Hill is worth it, or should we keep the focus entirely on Gonzalez? Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe.